We want to welcome you all to our webinar workshop this Tuesday morning. We appreciate you waking up and spending just a small part of your day with us. My name is Brian Griffin, a marketing assistant here at Messer Financial Group. Many of you are already familiar with Messer Financial, but in case you don't know, we are an FMO located in Mint Hill, North Carolina. And we started with just 2 agents, and now we're serving 20,000 plus agents across 40 states, and we are still growing. So today we're experiencing a huge shift in the industry. So how we interact with our clients is being challenged due to COVID-19. So everyone is searching for new ways to do business. But it's not just for the safety of the senior population that we serve, but it's also for ourselves and our families. So thank goodness technology is allowing us to make this shift and begin to do more business virtually and from the safety of our own homes. Now, WellCare has some unique tools to help you stay safe, but still be productive. Now, today we do have Mr. Ross Miller, a sales manager in South Carolina, Medicare sales for WellCare. And what he's going to be sharing is relevant and applicable to agents all over the country. So Ross started with WellCare in 2019, but he's been in the insurance industry for 20 plus years and 10 of them in the senior market. And today he's going to navigate us through some of the solutions that WellCare has available for its agents. Now, before we get started, a few housekeeping rules. We're going to hold all questions until the end of the presentation. If you do have questions, just type in the box on the right-hand side of your screen, and we'll get to as many as we can at the conclusion of the presentation. So right now, without further delay, Mr. Ross Miller.
Good morning, Brian, and to everybody else on the call. I appreciate you guys letting me have some of your valuable time. Of course, time seems like something we all have now with the changes we're all going through. And I guess first thing I'd like to say to you guys is stay safe out there. You know, these are crazy times. Looks like the government's transitioning us slowly or quickly in some cases back to try to get back to some sense of normalcy. I don't want to sit here and debate that and talk about that. I think we're all in uncharted waters and don't really know what to expect or what to do. So part of what I want to do today, the main part of what I want to do is talk to you about, you know, how WellCare is facilitating the writing of business to keep both yourself, the agent, and your members safe. It's a little awkward talking to a computer screen here, not seeing people. I do apologize. The camera's not functioning properly, so you'll just have to bear with me. Well, first thing I want to do, I'm sure most of you know, and if you don't know, WellCare was recently purchased by Centene, and that took effect in the first quarter. WellCare itself was a large company, and Centene is a huge company, and now we combine together, and I think we're number 21 on the list of the Fortune 500. That could kind of give you an idea of the size of the organization. And actually, the CEO of the Centene, Michael Neidorff, is actually on the advisory committee with President Trump right now, deciding how we're going to go about reopening the company. So I thought that would be neat to share. And really, what does that mean to you as an agent or to your customers, your members? Again, Centene purchased WellCare. It's not a merger, so I technically work for Centene now, but it doesn't change anything for you or for your customers. You'll still be under the same name. You'll still get paid the same way. You'll still use the same websites to access your business or look up your commissions. Your members will use the same network, same doctors, same cards. And actually, even going into next year in 2021, we'll still be two separate organizations because the plans are, of course, are already filed. So you'll still have an all-well plan and you'll still have a WellCare plan. 2022, we're hoping by that time that there'll just be one. And the good news is that it will still be WellCare. Moving forward, all Medicare Advantage plans will be titled WellCare. Centene, of course, will still have, their main presence is in the Medicaid market. So everything that WellCare had under Medicaid will fall under Centene. And of course, Centene will still have their marketplace products. So basically, to kind of sum it up, it really won't affect you at all. We'll be two separate companies in 2021 on the Medicare Advantage marketplace. But after that, it'll all be under WellCare. And I'll send a document over there with some frequently asked questions there and answers that could help you out. So really, as an organization, we're in the process of doing this transition, and you can imagine trying to merge two organizations as big as WellCare and Centene together is no easy task. You have to combine all the IT, all the HR. It's an ongoing process. It could take a year and a half to 2 years before we're fully integrated. In the middle of all that, we were dealt the COVID that we're all dealing with. And nobody could see that coming, and we just have to kind of roll with it. That leads me to what I want to talk about today with the COVID and how we're reacting to that. You probably all should have had this memo that came out, and I highlighted really what I want to talk to you today about is what we're doing at WellCare is we're allowing telephonic presentations. Now that's something new for WellCare. We've always kind of frowned on that, just from a compliance standpoint and more to the fact that we like the human touch where you actually go out and meet with somebody. And of course, I'm sure that's what you guys like as well, but we no longer could do that. It's not safe to do that. So we had to come up with something. And it's actually not anything new that we were recommending that you use. We've always had this availability. It's called the Pearl, and that's a personalized URL. But what is new is that we are allowing agents to do telephonic presentations. So basically you can do a compliant presentation over the telephone, go through the coverage, just like you would do in person. Choose the doctors, look up their medicines, gain agreement that, this is the plan that they want. And then at that point, you can send the Pearl over. And that's what we're going to talk about today, how to use it, what it looks like, how to access it, make sure you have it. I want to go ahead and pull that up. So this is your personalized URL. Let's go to the first slide here. Right down at the bottom, you'll see here www.wellcarerep.com / and then you put your producer ID number in there. So after we get off this call, everybody should be able to do that, look it up, and if you are active and certified with WellCare, you automatically have this Pearl. If by chance you go to that and for some reason yours doesn't come up, reach out to me, and Brian will forward you guys our contact information at the end of the presentation. Generally speaking, 90% of the time, if you don't have a Pearl, it's because your cell phone number isn't up to date on agent demographics when you get into Agent Connect. So if you get in there and you don't have it right away, just reach out. We'll figure it out. It's not a problem. I did want to show you what it looks like. Let's see, I believe I have one pulled up here. Yeah. So this is Mike LaGrange, just a local agent here. But this is what your customer would see when you send it to them. So it'll say, hello, I'm Ross Miller. Let me help you choose a plan. And we're going to go through how it works. But it will have your name. It will have your name and your contact information on there. It's a pretty neat little tool, easy to use. I'm not a real tech guy. I played baseball in college, so technology is not my number one best asset. So if I can do it, you can do it, and you can explain to somebody how to do it pretty easily. Let me go back over here. Okay, so what are the benefits of using the Pearl? Save time and money. And really what we were encouraging people to do with this before the COVID environment, when you're in AEP, say, and you went out and you saw somebody and you had to drive an hour to get there or 50 minutes to get to their place. And you know how it goes. Sometimes, they're just not going to make a decision right there at that time. They want to look at all their options. Well, and you also know during AEP that you're on a time constraint, that when it's over, it's over. So you get down the last couple of days and you still got people that you think are going to do it, but they haven't made their mind. Then they call you and say, hey, Ross, I'm ready to go. But guess what? I'm down in Anderson today and they're 78 miles away. Well, you just send them the Pearl and they can fill it out. You will get credit for it. You'll get paid for it. And what I want to show you today is just the easy way to walk them through it. So it saves time and money, gives a professional, credible look. It's a website with your name on it. You can put it on your business cards, flyers, website, social media pages, available 24/7. And very importantly, it is CMS compliant. Okay. How do you get your Pearl? We already talked about that. Once you're active and certified, you're going to have it. You see the old friendly compliance reminder here, and this is important. You cannot complete the application for them. So you can send it to them. You can get on the phone with them as they're filling it out if they have questions. But you can't sit at your computer and type their information in and type their name in. We actually had somebody do that 2 years ago, and they got caught because it's very easy to track where things are going from. So just a healthy, friendly reminder, don't try to be smarter than the system. Don't try to do it for them, because in the long run, it can come back and bite you. So put that there. We'll go to the next slide. We're going to walk through how to use it. It's actually very simple. There's a couple questions on here that I'll bring to your attention that, if I was sending my Pearl out, these are things I would want to address in advance, things that could cause questions or they could get confused. So you just want to head them off up front. But here we go. Step one, your name will be there. They click enroll now. So of course, at this point, you've already done your telephonic presentation. Let's say you chose the elite plan. You've looked up their doctors, you've looked up their meds, they're comfortable with it. They know the plan, it's $0 premium, they know their co-pays, everything's ready to go. So you send this over, they click on the enroll now button. They can review plans, but what I would recommend is they go directly to the plans. My thoughts are, I don't want them in there, looking at different plans and saying, oh, but what this one, what that one, and then they're confused. So really, you want to be able to control the situation. I'd go directly to the 2020 plans. All they have to do is put their zip code in and hit submit. Scroll down to the plan that you've already discussed. You'll see here different plans. I used Elite. They just click add to cart. So basically, if they've ever purchased anything online, you know how it is, add to the cart, or you're at a restaurant that has the menus in front, you put add to cart. Very simple, click add to cart, and then they want to click enroll. So it'll bring the plan up. You click on the enroll button, no problems there. You got your legal speak here, how to enroll, blah, blah, blah. Just click enroll now. Very simple, keep moving forward. Select number 7. This is one of the places where I would discuss in advance with your member or your potential member. Hey, when you get to question 7, here's the enrollment period you should check. So it could be OEP, AEP, SEP, whatever the case may be. Don't let them have to decide themselves, because they could get confused here. So on question 7, and you guys have all done that, so I'm sorry, you guys have all done plenty of applications, you know how it goes. Choose the correct one, tell them in advance. On question 7, check number 6, or whatever one it is that you're using. That way you're heading off in advance, they don't get confused. And the last thing you want is more questions when it's not really that important. It's really an internal thing. You need to know and let them know. Okay, question 8, effective date. You see there's a drop down box. So, it's today's the 21st of April. If you're writing one today, It's probably going to be May 1st. It'll be one of the options. You click it, plan name's already in there. You're good to go. Question 9, 10, 11, 12, pretty simple. First name, last name, date of birth, male, female, pretty easy stuff. So, as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking it's pretty easy stuff right now. Even if you get somebody on there that's not used to being on a computer very often, you haven't run into anything that's really going to confuse them. It's pretty simple to use. Address, zip code, city, state, all self-explanatory. Click validate address. And you guys have all seen this before as well. And basically all it does is it adds the last 4 digits of the zip code on there. And as long as their address is registered with the post office, there'll be no issues. Moving on. Okay, so at this point, 18, 19, 20, 21 is where you get the Medicare information. So you want to tell them advance, have your Medicare card there before you start to fill this out. And then you just put in the numbers and the effective dates of A, B, no big deal, pretty self-explanatory. Here's a question 22 is another place where they could get hung up. Almost always you're going to be doing a $0 premium plan, so there won't be any premium, but they do have to check which box to use. They have to choose something. So even if it's a $0 premium, they still have to check. I always tell them just check to get a coupon book, even though there's no premium. They can't leave it blank, so they have to choose an option. So again, I would tell them up front, hey, you want to go ahead and check this box on this, head it off. They're going to say, whoa, Ross said there is no premium on this. Why do I have to do this? Just tell them up front. It's the way the system is. You have to select one of these. Just select get a coupon book. So I think it was question 7 was the election period. Question 22, head this off up front. Tell them about it so they're not confused. Here we go. Answer yes or no. You guys know these questions. End stage renal, they're pretty straightforward. And here's an important part. Question 24 is the provider ID number. So there is a box here in blue. It says find a PCP. Last thing I want to do is have my member looking through this box and getting confused and clicking the wrong thing and don't understand. So on question 24 again, assuming you did your presentation, you looked up the doctors, you find their primary care provider, go ahead and give them that number in advance. So when they get here, they can just put the provider ID in, you're good to go. So again, it's just a way to ward off any confusion. And once they do that, they click validate, good to go. More legal speak here. Typical, application verbiage. They check the box saying I agree, and then they type their name in the signature field. So pretty simple. That's the signing of the application. Confirm signature box is not blank, so they type their name in and hit submit. Pretty simple process. Really in review, you want to talk to them about the election period. You want to talk to them about the PCP number, and also you got to check something for the premium payment, even though there is no premium. You can't leave it blank. Once the enrollment is submitted, they're going to get a confirmation code. And I would always ask that my members send me that confirmation code or give me a call and just keep that for your records. After submission and processing, you'll get credit for the enrollment, and commission statements will reflect it on your statement on Agent Connect. So really, it's a very simple program to use. Again, I'm not a technologically advanced person. I can zip through that no problem. I think if you just take a few seconds to, highlight a couple of the questions to them up front, anything else is pretty self-explanatory. Where it says name, put your name, address, Medicare number, it's very simple. So you just want to coach them up front, tell them how it's going to look, what it's going to be, and it should flow very easily. And again, this will go into this thing. Your agent number is already on there. You'll get the credit for it. And just ask them to send you that code, the confirmation code, so you have it for your records. So that really wraps everything up. Of course, we got to throw the last thing in there, the compliance reminder. You can't complete it on their behalf. And I really think if you take the time to just take a few minutes extra and tell them how it's going to work, address those couple questions with them that could cause a little bit of confusion up front, you're going to have no problem with them filling it out. But they can call you over the phone and say, hey, what do I put here? You know, it's no problem. You just can't physically type it in for them. So I'll end there on the Pearl. And of course, if anybody has questions at the end here, we'll address them. But I really feel like this is a good way to handle the current environment we're all operating in. Nobody wants to go out and see people they don't know. And of course, nobody really wants you in their house either. So this is a good way to talk to them over the phone, send this over, and perfect. Everything works well. So that's the end of the Pearl. And again, I'll take questions here at the end. A couple other things I wanted to go over with you guys real quick, and Brian will be able to pass this out to you. One is a phone numbers and titles of myself and my staff here in Greenville. And really, I just want you to know that we are here and we are available to help you with any questions or concerns, or you're having some issues. Of course, myself, I'm Ross, I'm the sales manager. I deal directly with the different agencies all across the state. This guy here, Steve Dominguez, is one of our, I guess he's the shining star of our team here in South Carolina. He's the guy that, you know, you're having trouble. You're getting a call from your customer, their prescriptions aren't going right, they can't get a referral, they need prior authorization, something that's, you know, not a simple answer. Steve is the guy that we can turn to. You can contact him directly with any questions like that, and he's got all the contacts within the organization, and he knows where to go to get your answer. So great guy, knows the business inside out, and he can be a great asset for you. Stacy Thompson Parker is our market outreach specialist. She's the person you want to talk to if you're interested in setting up events. You want to get out into the market, meet people. I've been on 1,000 different events with Stacy, and it's just amazing. Everywhere we go, hey Stacy, everybody's running up and hugging her. She knows everybody. She's a great person to get you into CVS's or Harvest Hope or United Ministries. She's got contacts everywhere. She knows everybody in the state of South Carolina. And if you're interested in getting involved, she's a great person to contact. And if you've dealt with us at all, you guys probably know Mary. She's our sales assistant. She's kind of jack of all trades. She helps everybody with everything. It could be anywhere from problems with your customers to needing materials to change the angel record. She's a tremendous asset. Again, Brian will have this and he can send that out to you. Just keep that in mind. Also, he's going to be sending you WellCare points of contact. And these are just 800 numbers where you can call not the local office, but the main office. Shows you fax numbers, for, you know, how to use the formula, sales support, agent services, member services, the whole 9 yards. Just a good list of phone numbers that you can have to help you facilitate you doing business with WellCare. And I guess, Brian, at this point, I can kind of wrap up and see if there's any questions. I've been talking a lot. It's kind of weird talking to yourself. So,
I understand. So yeah, we do have a few questions, Ross, and thanks for going through that information. It's definitely something that a lot of our agents are interested in. So let me just go ahead and dive into some of the questions here. Give me just one second. All right. So the first question, just one moment. It says, is there any reason why you cannot screen share and give mouse control to the client while they use your Pearl?
Um, I'll have to look into that. I'm going to assume that they're going to say no to that, but I can't ask that question. I just know as a company as a whole, WellCare is really conservative when it comes to compliant issues. We are never going to be the company that's pushing the envelope when it comes to compliance. We're always going to err on the side of caution. I've not been asked that before,
Mhm.
but I'm going to go with no, but I will get an answer to that. And Brian, I'll send that answer directly to you, and maybe you can post it or share it with whoever asked it.
Absolutely. I'll get the answer to you, Steve, once we get it. Um, okay, so a question that is sort of similar to that. Um, well, not similar, but may follow up or be good with that. It says, what if a client is not computer literate? What are the other options?
Okay, that's a good question. And, here's what I'll tell you. It's been my experience if you're dealing with somebody that's just come out of the workforce, they're 66, they're 69, they're going to have no problem with this. Put your name where it says name, put your address. If you're dealing with somebody that's 87 and they don't use a computer, then this is a problem. Um, Here's what I've seen happen. I've seen agents do the telephonic presentation, fill out the application, and say, "Hey, look, I know we're not going to see each other because of the current environment, but I'm going to take this application, put it in your mailbox or put it in your screen in porch, and I'll come back 30 minutes later, or call me when it's done and I'll come back and get it. Then we don't actually have to see each other." And that's just thinking outside the box. I know some agents are doing that. Um, I will tell you that we are in the process, and I can't tell you when, but the company is testing out a DocuSign application right now where everything can be sent and done electronically. But unfortunately, with the restrictive environment we're in with COVID, this is the solution that we have right now. I don't have another magic bullet to give for you, and you cannot do it from and send it from your computer. So the idea of screen sharing, I'll check on that. There may be some give on that, but the Pearl is the way we're doing it currently, and it's really the only option that's available.
Okay. The next question
So I
is,
don't know if I answered that or not.
yeah, I mean, you did. The next question is, do they have to answer question 24 if they are choosing a PDP?
Do they have to answer question 24 if what?
If they are choosing a PDP.
Let's see, 24. Oh, no, of course not.
Okay. Short and to the point. Okay. Um, can you go back to question 7 so I can see it?
Yes, sure. Let me get it pulled up here. Question 7. That's your enrollment period. So, what enrollment period are they using to do this? Is it an OEP, AEP? Is it an SEP? If it's an SEP, which one is it? It's standard. It's on all applications. What's the enrollment period?
Okay, good. The next question here, do we retain a scope if they enroll via Pearl?
It will be on file for 10 years with the company.
Okay,
So they'll keep it electronically.
very good. So scope is required. All right. What if a client, okay, no, we already did that one. Let's see here. Any thought of allowing for completing information, but requiring the client to complete an electronic signature? I think you kind of touched on that.
Right. And we are testing the system out right now in 2 different states. I think it was Kentucky and a state out west. So if things go well, there's no bugs in the system, I might be having another call with you guys in a week and telling you how to use that.
Right, right.
So hopefully keep your fingers crossed that that'll be the case. But right now we don't. So it's in the process.
Okay, and Tracy said she thinks she missed it. How is the scope completed within Pearl?
You don't have to do a scope in Pearl. By them filling this out, that serves as the scope.
I got you.
Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. All right.
So the assumption here, okay, go ahead.
No. That I appreciate the answer. And we actually just had someone, and just to let all of you who are listening, I'm going to be sending this information out to you via email that Ross is going over right now. So I'm going to be sending that out. So this says, so we don't need a telephonic. So the next question is, so we don't need to do a telephonic scope when using Pearl for virtual enrollment. And just to drill down on that again, you're saying that this serves as a scope. Is that correct?
Correct. You don't have to do a telephonic scope. Correct.
Excellent, excellent. Well, Ross, once again, thank you so much for your time this morning. Definitely something unique. I've actually had a few different agents ask about this. So I appreciate you going over it and being thorough. Once again, we want to thank, well, first, let me say, is there anything that you want to say in closing to kind of wrap this up?
I would just say, thank you guys for your time. I hope you found the information useful. Don't hesitate to reach out to myself or my staff. That's what we're here for. Thank you guys for continuing to write business in these trying times. And my thoughts and prayers go out to everybody on the phone there and their family. And, we're going to get through this and stay safe.
Absolutely. Well, once again, thank you so much, Ross. I want to thank everyone for taking time out of your day to join us. Hopefully, you did learn something new that you'll be able to take back to your business. Ross just went over a few different things on how we can continue to do business right from where we are. If you're not currently contracted with WellCare, go to your SureLC profile, request the appointment. If you're not contracted with Messer and you have questions about partnering with Messer Financial, feel free to contact our marketing department at 866-568-9649, extension 7819, or email them at mfgmarketing@messerfinancial.com. And they'll be happy to answer any questions that you do have. Also, take a moment to check out our events calendar at messerfinancial.com. We have webinar workshops scheduled throughout the year with valuable information like Ross just shared with us. But thank you so much again for joining us. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you. All of you have a great day.
Take care.